This year has been absolutely insane for the amount that Bitcoin and the S&P 500 has been going up. So I'm going to be talking about how my net worth has changed throughout the past year. If you don't know me, my name is Kalen, and here I talk about my financial independence journey. So I started this journey around 6 years ago now. Back in 2018, I was 19 or 20 years old, starting my first internship at a company, and I kind of hated it. So what I did was I used the time during work to kind of figure out how to stop working. And so I started investing back then, and I'm going to talk about how my net worth has changed through the years. So back in 2018, right when I started investing in the S&P 500. I was reading Mr. Money Mustache. Shout outs to him. He is a blessing. And basically, from that first year of investing, maybe 6 months of investing, my net worth was around 40,000. So I basically invested 90% of what I was making because I was living at home with my parents, and I was investing that in the S&P 500. Next, in 2019, my net worth went up around $10K to $50,000, and this is because basically I had school tuition to pay during that year, and that's why it didn't go up as much. In 2020, that actually went up to around $89,000. The biggest thing that contributed to such a big jump in 2020 was I used a lot of money that I had saved up. So I had cash. That's another reason why 2019 didn't go up as much, because this is not considering cash. This is just investments. And essentially, I used that cash and invested it into the market right when it was dipping in March 2020. So it dipped around 30-40% or something like that. And I just took advantage of that, and I made around 40% gains like after a month. So it recovered in a month. So that is one of the biggest lessons that I learned, in that you need to take advantage of downturns, have cash ready so that you can take advantage of downturns. And 2021, my net worth went from 90,000 to 126,000. I wasn't making too much, but this is probably because of compounding interest. And basically I was doing my master's in 2021. So I was making around 30,000 a year. It was tax-free, which is good, but still not that much. 2022, the markets actually went down, and I didn't actually invest that much. And basically, my net worth was 122,000, which is kind of, feels bad. Your net worth doesn't go up, but it's okay because the next few years kind of go crazy. So then in 2023, my net worth went up to 170,000. Bitcoin was starting to pop off a little bit. I forgot to mention, but at 2021, basically I started investing in Bitcoin right at the peak, which is crazy, but I followed the downturn all the way down and kept investing even when it hurt, down when it was like $20,000. And so that's kind of why I'm making this video, because this year's insane. So 2023, I ended at around $170,000. 2024, here, right now, in December, my investments are $340,000, which it's insane to even think. My investments doubled in a year, which I can't even fathom that. Like, this year has been a crazy ride, and has me thinking thoughts like I'm a genius or something, but no, I'm not. Trust me, I put money in S&P and Bitcoin, like that's it, like goddamn. But yeah, it's insane. In addition to those $340,000 in my investment accounts, I have around $65,000 as equity in my house right now. And so that puts me around $405,000 net worth, which it's crazy. It's crazy to think about. But yeah, so my goal basically has been to retire since I was 20 years old, but retire more in a sense of be free with my time. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to stop working, but more so do things that I want to do with my time. Maybe, find a vocation. I don't know. But my goal right now, since I'm kind of splitting the load with my girlfriend, is to reach 500,000 in my investment accounts. And so I had a goal to reach that by 30, and it's looking good. It's looking good. The markets might drop the next year, and my plan will go out the window. But hopefully, stuff keeps going well, and I'll be able to reach 500,000 by 30, and then by then, I'll be able to start doing more interesting stuff. But yeah, I can basically only retire at like 500,000 if my girlfriend also has 500,000 of her own, and our house is paid off. So it might be more difficult than just hitting that 500K, because if I hit it too fast, then my house won't be paid off. So I'll need to work even longer for that. So yeah, it's a complicated process, but you know what? You take it day by day. That's what I've been doing, and you make progress. Like, seriously, like, looking back, it's insane the amount of progress I've made, and it's just been tiny little steps every single day. Every single day I'm learning something, or I'm investing, making some money. It's insane. I feel really lucky that I was able to start investing early, and I'm now feeling the effects of compounding interest. If I'm already at 400K at 27, where am I going to be at in 20 years or something like that, when I'm 45 or something? I don't know, but I am so grateful that I was able to start early. So kind of shifting gears, Bitcoin was crazy this year, and it's probably one of the biggest reasons why my net worth exploded this year. But an idea that I want to talk about is from a book called Anti-Fragile by Nassim Taleb. And the idea is taking asymmetrical bets. So for example, in Bitcoin, if you put 10% of your holdings into Bitcoin, the worst that can happen is that you lose 10% of your savings. So that's if Bitcoin goes to zero. But you aren't ruined. You learn from your mistake and you move on. And perhaps you're a bit more conservative in the future, but the upside is insane. That is that asymmetry that I'm talking about. It can double, triple, or even 10 times over the same amount of time that the S&P would go up like 30%. And so taking these risks and making small bets that are asymmetrically positive, so relatively small downside and huge upside, especially when you're young and you can take these risks, can accelerate your growth. So while I'm young, I'm going to continue to make these asymmetrical bets in things that I truly believe in and I truly think will explode. It's definitely a risk, but like I mentioned before, the asymmetrical nature of these bets means that if it goes wrong, I'm not ruined. Like, I will recover. But if it does work out, I will be extremely well off. So what is my plan for the future? I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep investing in the S&P 500. I'm going to keep putting a portion of my savings, small, into Bitcoin. And right now, I'm going to be taking some profits from Bitcoin. It's basically 3 or 4x for me right now. So I want to take out my initial investment and just leave house money, basically. And I'll continue dollar cost averaging into the S&P. If there's a downturn, I'm going to continue to invest. I'm going to make sure that I have cash ready. And especially if there's a Bitcoin bear market in the coming future, I'm probably going to go quite hard into it. Maybe it's going to be a bad decision, but I truly believe that Bitcoin has a future in this world, and I'll try to accumulate as much as possible. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys next time.